Alright, today I'm going to show you how to level off your transmission fluid in your Mini Cooper Mini Countryman. What we're going to do is we're going to get the temperature transmission fluid up to 95 to 115 degrees, and we're going to take out the plug. So this is a Torx 30 I'm using. I'm sure there's an appropriate hex as well. That's what we're going to undo. The first thing we're going to do though is we're going to start the car, and we're going to shift through the gears first and make sure the fluid is running through the gears. If it's cold outside, you're going to need a heat thermometer or something to tell you the coolant temperature, and then you can estimate the transmission temperature, or you can use like a meat thermometer or something to check it. It's 95 degrees here where I am today, so mine's basically already up to temperature, and it was parked in the sun. So I'm going to start the car and shift through the gears. I also have the car as level as you can get. I have it on ramps in the front. I've jacked up the rear end on both sides in order to get it level so the fluid doesn't go to one end to the other. Alright, so yeah, you can see it's already 94, and I moved the car onto the ramp, so my temperature's already up, and I'm just going to move it into each gear. I'm going to do this about 4 times, and then I'm going to shift back through it the whole way through. And I'm going to do that about 4 times, and then I'm going to go down below and I'm going to open the drain spout. Alright, so I have a drain pan. You're going to do this while the car is running, and then once it stops dripping, or once it gets to just a little drip, something like this, with the car running, that's how you know it's level. If it does this immediately, you have nothing coming out, you should add more fluid. You want it to drip a little bit, and then you want it to be done. So basically this shows this has been done correctly. When you get to this level, even a little bit of a drip or two, and it just does that a little bit, you're good to go. And that's how you know that your transmission fluid is full. Alright, I've decided to add a little bit more fluid so I can show you what it's supposed to look like dripping out. That's a place you can fill it. You can fill it from the very top in the engine bay, or you can fill it right here. That is a hex 8 socket with an 8mm wrench on it, because I can't get a socket on it because it's too close to the piece above it. So that's how I got that off, and then I just pumped it in through there. Now we're going to take this back off while the engine's running, and I'm going to show you what it's supposed to look like. Alright, so we're going to take it off again. And there you go. It's supposed to trickle out like this, so I've overfilled it slightly so we could get this effect. It's supposed to trickle out. And then once it starts to like kind of drip, that's when you're good to go, and you can put it back on. So pumped quite a bit more in. We'll let it run, but then slowly you can see it's getting a little wispier. And then once it starts to drip like it did before, that's when you know you're done. And that's it. Thanks, guys. Alright, I just want to clarify that last step. As you saw, it was like a little stream. Right when it gets to about there, where it's like barely more than a dripping, you're done. It doesn't need to come to a complete stop, because remember, your car is going to be warming up the whole time, and you're going to exit that window of 95 to 115 degrees. You're going to exit that window. So you want to make sure once it gets to a really thin stream, you're good. You don't need to make it stop or anything like that. I'm also going to link the descriptor for this video in the description below. Thanks.